Elastos partners with Bitgame and Weatherblock. Quantstamp teams up with Wanchain, a PR stunt for a Ukrainian ICO ends tragically. Stormy Daniels now accepts crypto on her personal website. The Bank of England considers a digital currency. Why big investors are not scared of this cryptocurrency price dip. Origin Trail expands into banking. Reddit gets memey. And when, oh when, is the next bull run? We've got all your headlines mixed with some daily market analysis. I'm Elio Trades, and your FUD TV Daily Update starts now. Welcome back, FUD Nation. So here's a little rough TA just showing how we're in a wedge pattern on the BTC chart, and this wedge pattern is coming to a head in late June. Now that means that we should be set for a late summer breakout, which would allow us to get back to our previous highs, hopefully in August. Maybe that's a little too soon, but hopefully we'll start building some serious bullishness throughout summer. That is, of course, if this TA holds to be true. And a lot of people ask why we even use TA in crypto, and that's because there's a ton of bots trading. There are a lot of people acting on TA signals, whether or not you like to believe that. Most people who are hodlers just buy crypto once or twice. I mean, how many times have you bought into the coins that you like? And a lot of the volume that you see going on the exchanges is done by bots. So TA does matter and different signals do matter. And when this wedge pattern does form, I do believe a lot of TAs, a lot of bots, and a lot of other things, a lot of just normal, very savvy investors will look to get in at the bottom of this TA. So hopefully on this next trip down to test these lows, we can get a lot more investment in. I know that there's going to be a lot of investors I know trying to accumulate, especially because they believe that this wedge pattern leads to a late summer breakout. There's not a ton happening here on the charts. Bitcoin's here hovering at about 7,500. As I've said a few times before, I'm prepared for it to go as low as 58 or 6,000, but right now it looks like it could hold. But I'm expecting a little bit more slip and slide as we go back to test our lows. In our lead news out of the day, we have word that Elastos is partnering up with Bitgame as well as Weatherblock. Now, Weatherblock is a weather service that's blockchain based, and this is just looking to take over the IoT weather data used by physical sensors. They've signed an MOU to use the Elastos runtime carrier DApp framework, and this is just more usage of the Elastos ecosystem. But even more exciting is the usage of the Elastos ecosystem that's going to be coming from Bitgame. Now, Bitgame is going to be a fully realized video game ecosystem built on Elastos. Video games are such an explosive industry of the future. Esports and all that entails are going to be huge parts of our culture ongoing. We all know that blockchain doesn't really have a real home for video gaming. There's a ton of high throughput chains that want to be a home for video games, but if Elastos is successful at securing that title, it could mean huge things for their ecosystem. We know that high throughput DApps, or video games, if you will, are certainly some things that Elastos wants to focus on above everything else. Also of note, Elastos teamed up with a few other blockchains, A-Chain, TrustNote, and Matrix AI Network, and Aurora in order to create what they called a meta union to push forward blockchain understanding and advancement together. I like this because it reminds me of the Interoperability Council that's Icon, Aeon, and Wanchain, and of course they're all trying to solve communal goals that make each and every project more valuable. There's a big understanding here that blockchain is a communal movement and that for any blockchain to succeed, certain things need to be accomplished. So those initial obstacles are being overcome in a communal way, and it truly does benefit everybody, like having faster internet connections benefits any internet business. Quantstamp teamed up with Wanchain, and this is great because Quantstamp is there to check the code and the validity of the smart contracts, make sure there's no errors in there. And of course, this is great, and it's more bullish news for both Quantstamp and for Wanchain, showing that Wanchain is going to have the quality there with their smart contracts. And of course, Quantstamp is showing that they are the resource for this type of checking, this type of code review. A Ukrainian ICO turned tragic as in promotion of their ICO, they were scaling up a mountain to hide crypto at the top of Mount Everest. On the way down, however, a Sherpa died in a mysterious fashion, such that a head authority, Arnett, who's one of the biggest personalities and sort of one of the highest authorities in the Everest climbing world, says that he doesn't understand how this Sherpa could have died in the way it's described and that they're investigating it right now. This is crazy, it's super tragic, and it just shows the lengths to which people will be willing to go to promote their ICOs and cryptos. It shows how much there is to be gained. And Stormy Daniels is now accepting Vice Industry token on her personal website. Obviously, Stormy Daniels is in the news all the time, so maybe cryptocurrency will be dragged in and given a little bit more mainstream exposure through her website. Who knows? The Bank of England is now considering a state-issued digital currency. And of course, while this isn't surprising, it's very encouraging. And a country like England, as prominent, as influential as it is, it can't be overstated how important that might be for cryptocurrency adoption. This is massive. I'm certainly hoping that this happens, and we'll obviously be keeping you updated as we learn more. And FUD Nation, my FUD family, are you guys as zen in this dip as the man to my right? Because if you're not, I want to remind you that all the smartest money, the biggest money, the most bullish money is unconcerned with the price action lately. And the reason is very simple. This is an inevitability that cryptocurrency and blockchain replace our current infrastructure. So if you're looking at something that's inevitable and it's actually getting cheaper to buy in, why would you be stressed? When you have an inevitability on your hands like we have here with blockchain and cryptocurrency, you should be zenning out and getting excited for the future. That's what big and smart money is doing, and that's what we should all be doing. As this is one of the most transformative economic moments in history, we should all be excited about it. Find your happy place even in the dip. The big money is. Now, if you didn't know about this, the Marshall Islands, which is a tiny island nation that just has a GDP of about $180 million, just issued their own sovereign SOV cryptocurrency because they never actually even had a state-issued currency. They just used the US dollars, and they said this is a great opportunity to issue our own state-backed cryptocurrency. This was all put into action by some entrepreneurs with some extreme savvy here in America that realized there was precedent within our current law that money had to be issued by a sovereign nation. So they founded the Marshall Islands and realized they could be able to get a small sovereign nation to issue a cryptocurrency that would have to be accepted by other sovereign nations as their official currency. And in that way, they've made it possible for cryptocurrencies to be accepted as sovereign currencies. And they even called it SOV token, the sovereign token, to make sure that that was undeniable and irrefutable. Without this move, they wouldn't have had, obviously we have other countries considering it, but having a country issue a sovereign nation token now officially, that's awesome. And we've heard that Origin Trail is now talking to all these banking groups trying to bring banking services to their blockchain. And they believe that these bank services need an independent blockchain like theirs. And of course, this begs the question, is this going to happen with all blockchains? Are financial services and banking services just natural to the blockchain? And does it make it so that all blockchains should really be in some ways participating in this world? I'm not sure what the answer to that is, but it seems like Origin Trail, the logistics supply crypto, is now focusing very much so on providing financial services to banks as well. Yes, it happened. In this dip, Reddit has turned to memes. That's right, Reddit has gotten memey. Let's get memey too. Honest work, long-term stable investments, responsible financial planning, speculative internet money with an ambiguous value. I love this one. Crypto expectations, December and May. It's so true. This one is just hits home almost too hard because the white papers always look so fly. The production process leaves you a little questionable, some PR flubs, some other mistakes, and then of course the actual product, ugh, you don't want to see it. But it's okay guys, it's mainnet season coming right up. Seriously, this is what the mainnets are going to look like. Obviously, if you guys are new to this channel and you're not subscribed, we encourage you to hit that subscribe button and hit that bell notification so you're made aware whenever we put out new content. I'm Elio Trades. It's been amazing having you with me today on FUD TV, and I'll see you very soon on the next episode.